Let's keep the undefeated streak going. Gonna be interesting to see. But plenty of green over there on CLRTYGG. So they got... I don't know. See, I actually don't know what happened with week 5. So if anyone comments on that, I assume that's just a waiting ball chasing because ball chasing was down. That happened with one of our teams. But I assume they're maybe undefeated. Yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with everything before they moved over. I know of it, but I was not affiliated or involved. So like I heard all the mishmash, I don't know, the hoopla. Alright, good to know. LGC letting people know. We might as well... Whoa! Hey there. We gotta lower the music. Alright. Hopefully they're not getting latency variation. Damn, they're so impatient. Look at this. Watch. So toxic. But here we go. Right into things. They just don't want to wait. But welcome in everyone to this best of 5 matchup, week number 6. With CLRTYGG, Lite in blue. We still need word. Anybody from Clarity who has the inside scoop if they won their week 5 matchup. Because then we could say they are undefeated. But like I said, I'm sure that it's a waiting ball chasing. Because, yeah, our team, Spartan Storm, had a ball chasing issue. Who knows if that'll ever be resolved. But they're facing SP Reckless, who are currently 3-1 as far as the sheet goes. So this is team 1 and 2 on the standings, which I'm confident that's continued regardless of week 5 results. Yeah, they won. Thank you, Haiku. Much appreciated. So, yeah, they're undefeated, and we could say that certifiably. And they're trying to continue, but what a shot! LGC, who has mentioned Exotic. So, that team pinch gets things started in quite the way. As SP Reckless. Game audio, kind of quiet. We did turn it down a little bit, so thank you for that. Because it just felt like it was loud when we were playing the other day. Alright. Let me know if that's too loud. We can adjust it. They are missing a starter, though. Yeah, we did hear that, unfortunately, one couldn't make it, so... It's also going to be interesting to see how they adapt. But so far, so good. And they put another shot, and wow, that was loud. I don't know about you guys, but that was loud for me. If that's super loud, I don't know what we're going to do. We might have to turn that off. But that is our crossbar sound, and man, SP Reckless coming out the gates. So, yeah. Be sure to continually let me know the audio. Chalked isn't loud? Alright, it's just on my end. So, I might have to just take a moment to adjust things. But what a shot! What a save! High volume action coming at you. And what can you expect with the 2 top teams? Yeah, loud for me is funny. Just things that will continually antagonize me. Both teams playing with a sub, good to know. And I don't know. Seems pretty good. Although Clarity Lite, they are down by 2. But I wouldn't say they're not playing solid. SP Reckless had some good shots on target. But you also have to give some benefit of the doubt. It's still game 1. Teams sometimes take a little bit to get going. And a nice pop over. This could be a chance, but a little bit wide. And of course, we appreciate all the information from both teams. Or fans of the teams, or org owners. We also have to shout out SP for being one of the sponsors on the top left. But also shout out to all the sponsors you see and make CPL happen with a prize pool. Makes it that much better. Doc is my mechanical goat. But right now, Clarity need your support. They're down by 2 and running out of time. They're looking for any momentum. Havoc trying to bob and weave, almost is successful at that. Shot. Another shot on target saved. And can Clarity get the offense going? That's certainly going to be a storyline come game number 2. Like I said, I felt like they've played solid, played up to speed, but just haven't had the looks that they need. And last second, there it is. SP Reckless take game number 1. And if anyone thinks I'm toxic with the good luck, have fun, I meant that because they just went into it. But Forbidden Temple, game 2. We're just gonna ready up, but I want to see if I can adjust my volume. Although it might affect all volume, but we'll lower that a little bit. Just not the looks they need, and that is an important thing. Sometimes in Rocket League you have the pressure, but if you don't have the good looks, then you might have to adapt things. Maybe add more bumps, more demos, more passing. If you're not getting the quality looks, or they're easily saved. But right now we are focused on game number 2, CLRTYGG. Do they have a bounce back? And that's a rough draw coming straight at you. The initial save, but it's not wide enough. The follow-up does happen. This level is kind of shit for C3-GC1. Well, lucky for you, on the top, we have the ranks. So, you're the first person to ever say it's accurate. And demo coming out. But, yeah. Every time it's like, this is diamond play. When it's clearly higher. But, of course, I always say it's easier to say that when you're watching than playing. But we have our first goal from CLRTYGG. And we are tied up 1 apiece. Nice response from them. And who knows? Might open up the gates of offense. And I also been curious because I don't want to butcher his name, but I know him. But Vidya, is that correct or is it wrong? It's like, we obviously know of him. He's up there in status. But how is the correct pronunciation? Vodka? Please tell me. Oh, brother. The pain. Why didn't we think of that? We're not an alcoholic. Okay, thank you for that clarification. No longer do we have to suffer the abuse. But that is good to know. And Haiku coming out again with the info. Coming up clutch. I was like, who is... Alright, be real. If you read that name, would you think that without knowing? I don't think I ever asked, even though I should have. But usually, I don't know, I might have casted one time. Maybe. But usually, it was me being asked to cast something from him or something he had to ask me. Never me asking, yo, what's your name? Although I did play casual one time. But we are still tied, one apiece. And almost squeezing the gap for SP Reckless. And this is a big game for them as well. I know they're one on the board, but it seems like Clarity are making some progress in the momentum. Thank you so much for the follow, Glove World. Much appreciated. Welcome in to the CPL cast. And this is week 6, so only 1 week left after this one. Although there seem to be some forfeits, so some teams might not even be playing week 7. And what a shot! We can confidently say vodka. That feels so much better than VXDQA. But Clarity, they've found some life, found some lead, and up by 1. But LGC gets a touch going off to the side. Pinch, but 2 players there waiting. SP Reckless trying to tie things up. They have the advantage, but Avios able to clear it off to the side. Gets a touch. And Pinch over to the other side. Isuna, thank you as well for the follow. We very much appreciate all the follows coming through. We appreciate the support. I know the players appreciate the support. But Karam K is Kiri MK, sorry. We love to butcher names just for the torture of the viewers. But what a clutch goal. 3-1. That pretty much puts them... Well, sorry I said anything. Add another in case you're not sure. But Clarity are going to tie up the series in a big response, big win. But El Bozo let me crash on his couch. Damn, that is definitely a W move. Imagine letting just anybody crash on your couch, but the offense is flowing right now. And this is a much different game. But what a bounce back. Like we said, we were curious how game 2 would flow. And flow it did, with Clarity getting the right looks. But game 3, DFH Stadium. Now on to a new storyline. Who breaks through? We're tied 1 apiece. This is huge in the momentum battle. Now SP Reckless have to respond from a loss. How do they do it? Clarity. They respond from a much better game. Can they continue? Yeah, also SP sponsor Frost tourneys, which is huge. That's pretty massive. Those tourneys are a big deal. They often call El Bozo the comeback kid. Uh-oh, you heard it from Yasuna. He's channeling El Bozo's aura. And unfortunately got deleted. LGC tries to venture forth with the pressure. Gets an awkward touch. But Kiri is there for the save. We almost have a Rule 1. Little bumping from El Bozo. That's going to be wide. Is there anyone there? Can he get there? Nice 50, though. LGC trying to squeeze it. Not powerful enough, but they have the pressure. So they got to be careful not to get caught unaware on the counter. And Havoc trying to keep it in the opponent's half, but what a touch. This could make things awkward for SP Reckless. And splitting the gap. Here, a nice little touch on the way back. Vodka. Low touch, going to be easily taken care of. And we don't have a score just yet, but that's what you love to see as both teams are locked in, knowing how pivotal this first goal is. And can't quite get the secondary touch, but low on boost. SP Reckless. Nice bump there. There looked to be a little bit of an advantage for Clarity. Coming down, trying to score, but bumped off, removes that threat. And front of net. Big 50 going back to midfield. Damn, I wouldn't bet against IQ. Seemingly knows a lot, but Kiri has an open net. Can drive through, and Kiri making a name for MVP, especially after the previous game popping off. And no surprise, continues the scoring. But can SP Reckless channel some of that Game 1 magic? Since then, they've been trying to recreate it. El Bozo, low boost. As LGC collects, and that's a touch. A few touches trying to clear it to midfield. But it's been a battle of 50s. And what a clear off to the side. Havoc now doing his best to clear it on his own right. But one score difference. Uh-oh, there's a big double commit. El Bozo a little bit awkward there for the save, though. And high ball, 50. This could be a chance to bolster that lead from Clarity. And they are threatening big. SP Reckless. They have to clutch up here. But staying behind El Bozo. Can he do the no boost magic? And that's a shot. And you see the ball get a little bit away. A little bit of space is so huge when you're on the defensive around your net. And you can see Clarity take full advantage. 2 goals up under a minute. And now a big hill to climb. And even bigger as Carey all offense, but got to give credit on that assist to feed. And Clarity up by 3. Alpozo's Spirit Bomb is almost ready. He needs more energy from the people. I love that. But so far, not going to get it. Maybe it comes through in the next game. But what a shot. Aka up quickly. And Clarity showing why they're undefeated. They had a little bump in the road game 1, but very dangerous since then. Nice 50. Can Albozo do it? And that's karma for you, Flo. Be careful who you talk about. As Albozo just showed you up.
This is chalked.
Nice 50 lead into the goal. I think I'm going to hop in this game. Let's go. We want to see some dock action. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Also, friendly reminder. Hey, be nice. Be nice to the players. We support everybody here. So, ain't no need for being toxic. Alright. We got a sub on the field. Well, soon to be on the field. Where are we going? Let's game 4. We gotta go all the way to Utopia. Alright. We got just stock sighting substitution for SP Reckless. Now we got 2 bigwigs fighting against each other. But can SP Reckless come back? Down 2-1, trying to force game 5. We're gonna see what they got. But kickoff right out the gate. Just stock. Now Havoc clearing to the other side. Kiri trying to control. Gets bumped off of it nicely. And a nice bump there. Leading the charge. And Just stock able to follow through. And you like the bump. Then another one following through. Creating some space. And third man finishes it off. And we're certainly an advocate for bumping. Sometimes it's needed. Teams get too comfortable, but Kiri on the offensive end. And LGC wise to cut off. But dropping it down, the vision, we could see it, but not completely executed. But Havoc off to the side. Aka as Clarity. They're a little shaken up right now, making a lot of mistakes. And appreciate the follow, Mr. Bumptastic. As Havoc follows through, and we're seeing a different Clarity this game. A little mistake there right in front of net, leaving an opportunity for a shot. But SP Reckless add another, and I was about to say they can't get complacent, and I don't even need to tell them. But certainly they know what they're dealing with Clarity. Solid team that can use momentum to their advantage. And also, if you hear this is chalked, I don't know if you noticed, but that is a crossbar sound, which it keeps on hitting. That's our custom crossbar sound we have. So this is chalked anytime it hits the crossbar. It's friendly hate. I just love my team. All good. We're just making sure. We're all good for banter. Sometimes can be taken a little too far. So we just like to remind, just in case it's actually from a bad place. Whereas we don't want to really let it get too far. But that's gonna be going in. Off of the bounce, Riveros can follow through, and a tough spot. Havoc can't quite clear it out, and the easy follow through comes. Here's a chance for another, and that's Rocket League for you. It could turn around pretty quickly. Now we have ourselves a game. 2 quick scores, and that lead from Reckless
Let's see if it pays off for him.
is a little bit in jeopardy, as Clarity Lite able to collect themselves a little bit more. Rivulos trying to get the block, and did kind of create the awkwardness. What a save from Havoc just in time, and gets another touch. Havoc getting all the right touches on defense. Gonna have to make another one, and does. Holding down and clutching up every which way. Just stock. High ball. No one on backboard, but Vodka quick to clear. And that was pivotal. Otherwise, they might have seen a goal come through. Havoc, a nice touch to keep it in play on the rotation. Going to be asked to take a shot, and strikes at the right time. Is third man, but seizes the opportunity, and we got to shout out Havoc for a heck of a game right here. Seemingly all over with the imprint. And big 50 going back. LGC trying to squeeze into the net. Havoc blast it, and there again, a nice cut. LGC almost able to feed just Doc, but that bounce was not friendly. Kiri has had a quiet game considering the series, and that's been pretty big on the scoreline. Why you see 4-2 in favor of SP Reckless. Yasuna still shouting out Bozo. What a save! And that narrowly bounces in. And we've seen some clutch saves from SP Reckless. Otherwise, we'd have a completely different scoreline. And Havoc running out of boost, just trying to threaten. But a nice touch. Clarity now gonna play offense. Havoc, dangerous touch, but fortunately, Clarity were not ready. And LGC trying to keep it to the side. Havoc also doing that, and that is a big thing to do. Keep it to the side. Keep it away from in front of your net. Will help you in the long run. But trying to add a late goal for momentum. Either way, we have Game 5 coming at you. As quite the response, SP Reckless. Clutch up. Not out of this one yet. Game 5, and that's exactly what you would hope to see from the top 2 teams in their bracket, so to speak. Alright, we're not going to get distracted. We're going right to Champions Field. No one will prevent us changing to Champions Field. It's not happening. We chose it. We didn't forget. But you could forget about everything now because it's just one more game. Now, who can clutch up for one game to seal the series And
This is shot.
that is bouncing out. What a save. Off of the crossbar a bunch of times. And that's how we're going to kickstart Game 5. And Clarity, they wanted that first goal. They ride off the momentum. But we've seen the clutch saves come through from SP Reckless. And there's a nice shot. LGC following through, as SP Reckless have been very impressive on their defense and turning it to offense as they gain the lead. And now Clarity have their undefeated season on the line. And you know SP Reckless will have an impressive win, but what a shot. LGC, also their captain, should we mention, Zodic, clutching up Game 5. And should we be surprised? But trying to thread the needle. He can't quite get the strength needed on that shot. But trying to feed it. And venturing too far. Vodka! What a play. Cold as ice. Knows they have the advantage. And what a catch. Skating by. A simple shot. Didn't think it would do it. And put some magic on there. And then you see the captain from the other end clutching up. So Game 5, Havoc is there, and a light little touch. Not much is needed, but what a bounce back. SP Reckless are now rolling. Havoc is the GOAT, and trying to get another, but that's going to be bounce off to the side. However, there's a lot of time left on the table. Clarity, can they come back? They're down by 2. We've seen them put offense quickly. But LGC getting a rest. That's a shot, but 2 in net. Now going to continue on. The outlet given. A nice save from Vodka. But they are bunched up. This could be a chance. A touch to buy a little time. Off the side wall. And can't get it high, but Vodka trying to possess. And a nice bump. Looking for another. But Havoc is there. And does have time and space. Can he put a little magic, but that one falls flat. Just Doc is there. And big 50s in the midfield. And Bozo said, I'm so grateful. Reckless lets me be there. And big shout out to Bozo for playing in this series. And he's in chat now. Rooting on his team. SP Reckless holding on to a 2-goal lead. And double commit there. Maka getting the boost. Trying to beat out. Does. But gonna be harassed. And bunch of bumps. Bunch of demos. Bunch of chaos. Game 5 is starting to wind down. We're almost at a minute 30. And just Doc puts a shot on net. Vodka has been clutch in this one. But they need 2 more goals to tie things up. Revuelos making things awkward. LGC low on boost, but able to get the touch. And Havoc filling right after. Off to the side. Just Doc just going to fake challenge. Can have a chance, but met with a 50. And Doc has been very big for his team. And Revuelos able to continue it on. And it's been back and forth at this point. It's a little bit of an impasse, but SP Reckless happy to see the clock wind down. They're still holding on to a big lead of 2. And Clarity, GG, can't get any sort of momentum. But they need 2 goals in a short amount of time. They need one here. What can they put together? Rivulos not going to get by Havoc. And there's a double commit. Just Doc waiting. Knows he's got advantage. Does get bumped off. LGC puts one on, but saved. And more shots. Luckily, they don't need to hit. As SP Reckless take the victory in a big game.
This is shocked. This is shocked.
Alright. I was gonna say, nah. I appreciate Just Doc though. He's the man. Too kind. We try. We
This
try.
is shocked.
But yeah, where is he? Right, Alboso. You call him out. Where are you at though? Alright. We gotta choose the prediction. If you chose SP Reckless, you are correct.
This is shocked.
We also want to do a big shout out for CLRTYGG, Lite, the players, anybody who supported them. Big shout out to them. It's a little bit of a tough loss for them, ruining their undefeated streak. However, they will be fine. They did have a sub. Both teams had a sub, so they will be fine heading into the playoffs. But big shout out to SP Reckless taking the dub. Very hard fought. They had to come from behind. And big shout out to their supporters. And if you came in here, followed, supporting SP, I know they appreciated it. What else? I think we're good on that front. Did I forget anything? We did the prediction. We're good on that. But yeah, hopefully ball chasing is good so you can report that. But yeah, we've been trying to do more YouTube vids. The only thing that sucks about YouTube, we stream like at 936p, so just under the 1080 cap. It like gives us credit on Twitch, but when we go to YouTube, it goes down to 720. But I don't know, it's fine enough on YouTube. It's kind of hard to tell too much of the difference because it is Rocket League. It's a fast-paced game that kind of shows the pixels. But yeah, we'll try to put that out. But yeah, massive shout out to both teams. Massive shout out to the sponsors you see on the top left. And once again, congrats on that big victory for SP Reckless. And we can have the music again.